6.8% higher than it was a year ago, its biggest increase in almost 4 decades. Economists say the rise in wages is not enough to keep up with the rise in prices. And while some are optimistic that inflation could calm down in the year ahead, banking officials have indicated it may stick around.
In the St. Cyr household, Cricket the show cow and Trigger the rescue horse are top priorities.
Your animals come first, like they eat before I eat.
And these gentle giants eat a lot. The price of their food has gone up, and with twice daily feedings, they run through nearly 2 50-pound bags a week.
It was about like $16 a bag, and right now it's at, it depends on where you go, where we're getting it. It's about like 22.
It's just one of the price pinches for this family in rural Michigan. Spending power for rural Americans has dropped by 5.2%, compared to 3.5% for urban Americans from pre-pandemic. And rural Americans typically spend more on the very items that have seen the biggest price increases: food, energy, and cars.
What are the biggest challenges you face when it comes to inflation?
I think it's just not having the options to offset those costs. It's like, okay, yeah, we could drive another half hour, another hour, but it's like we're paying $3.50 for gas.
But gas prices are falling to a 7-week low, down 20 cents in Michigan in the last month to $3.22 a gallon. And for these new small business owners, every cent counts.
You have a budget that you have to stick to.
This year, the couple launched their wood furniture and decor company, Palomino & Co., out of their garage. But then the cost of lumber skyrocketed and good quality became scarce. So, to fill orders, they turned to their own barn for wood.
All of this used to be stalls. This whole, like the aisleway, they're all stalls. We deconstructed those to get lumber.
The price of wood has come back down, but the cost to ship their orders is up.
With being out a little farther out in the country, obviously shipping costs, they increase because the farther out they have to drive.
I think we've been hit with so much. It's like, you know, first inflation and then gas prices and then shipping.
But as prices have risen, so have wages, up 4.8% since last November. Dylan still has his full-time job to help support the business.
So you feel like it's risen a little bit together, enough to offset?
It's definitely helped. Probably not enough to keep up with inflation, but it's definitely helped though. I mean, you always have that in the back of your mind.
The couple says there is a positive to living in rural America during a time of inflation. If a family in the community is suffering financially, the whole community rallies around them to try to keep their heads above water. And the St. Cyr couple says that despite the fastest rise in inflation in nearly 40 years, they're very hopeful and optimistic about their future and their business's future. They believe that this inflation is temporary. Back to you.
Everyday people changing the world is the phrase used to describe CNN Heroes. This year marked the 15th anniversary of the program. CNN announced its top 10 heroes in October, and after that, it was up to viewers to choose the hero of the year. The finalist was named in the All-Star Tribute on Sunday night.
The 2021 CNN Hero of the Year is
Shirley Raines.
So who is Shirley Raines? She's the founder of a nonprofit organization called Beauty to the Streets. For the past 6 years, it's provided food, clothing, hair, and makeup services on Skid Row, an area of Los Angeles, California that has one of America's highest concentrations of homeless people. Raines first started working in this area in 2017 when she joined a church group that went there to feed people. She felt a connection to the homeless community. Raines had experienced financial insecurity, grief, and loss herself in previous years after her 2-year-old son died. 30 years afterward, she and her 6 children began the work that became Beauty to the Streets.
This journey has not been easy. I stand before you today, a very broken woman. My life will never be the same since my son died. But it's important that you know that broken people are still very much useful. You're very much useful.
Raines received $100,000 to expand her weekly outdoor beauty salon on Skid Row. Bears have been known to eat everything from berries and fish to grass and deer. But do they eat reindeer? This one does. The cub viciously attacked an inflatable reindeer recently in Southern California while its mother hung back and watched the scene unfold. Get it? A woman nearby thought this was funny enough to whip out her phone and provide this video, but she says the two bears are commonly seen in the neighborhood and that they're trouble. You might call them bad news bears. That cub left more than a barren stain on that reindeer. He caused a padding ton of damage. And while no one had to call Smokey, and this happened a long way from Chicago, we'd say the cub that managed to win the fight will probably get passed over by Rudolph and the gang this Christmas. Pocahontas High School won't get passed over, though. Shout out to you, our viewers in Pocahontas High School? That's...
All right, guys. I know you're all excited. Time to canoe. Wait, what? We're canoozing. Top right. I can't see. Just volume. Good guy. There we go. Yes, I brought candy for our top placers. Oh, the wrong end of candy. Hello, Sam. Welcome. Rival? Yes. Hey, so while people are signing in, when is our quiz? Thursday. Can you use your notes? Yes. It's over the U.S. presidency and the United States Congress.
Just so you know. I got two classes. What's the project you do? The project is no, language. You do like... I know. You know when that's due, Tom? She wasn't... Do you have like big chance you have for the client? Yeah. What project? Something assignment you have? She gave us one like the other day, like before that sub came. Oh yeah, I remember that sub assignment. I have it right here. I have it, but she didn't give us instructions like, the instructions are like directions. She must see the assignment. Really, she hasn't said nothing yet? She gave us some of the assignment yesterday, but she never gave us a weird part of it. I just like any instructions or direction on it. See? Oh yeah, this is the project. I mean, she'll probably explain that.
Yeah, they were doing that.
It's what she made it due yesterday.
All right.
It was due yesterday. What? It's just... I didn't even start it yet. I didn't start either.
Is there anyone that still needs to get in?
Roll the canoe.
Not here. Sorry. What's up, man?
I was getting chicken burger.
Don't tell me that. Lie to me. If you want to play Kahoot, get in.
I'll play, yeah.
You have 30 seconds.
The line for the chicken burger is stupidly long.
You have 30 seconds.
Okay.
Yeah. You know why it's stupidly long? Because there's people in second lunch that are going for first lunch. That's why it's stupidly long. That's why they divide the lunch into two. You are the problem. Dude, you are the problem. Don't just...
Oh.
Yeah. Are you in?
Yeah, I'm in.
You playing, Jake?
I have a problem. After the Kahoot, we got focused. I have a problem with this.
All right. Last call. Anyone else still to get in? 5 seconds. Going once. Going twice. Anyone? Raise your hand if you need more time.
No, I don't remember.
All right, let's play.
You think I'm doing it?
Unit 3 quiz review. Question number 1. United States Congress consists of the Senate and the Presidency, the House of Representatives and the Senate, the Presidency and the House. Wow. Look at that. Oh, the joy in my heart when everyone answers correctly.
Well, somebody didn't vote, right?
Abby coming in fast. Nice. Remember, oh, and I didn't put this on the Kahoot, but what's the fancy word for having a legislative body, our Congress, that has 2 houses, 2 parts? Bicameral.
I was going to say stupid.
Bicameral. A system of government with 2 houses. Nice. Question number 2. One way to mess with elections is to redraw your voting districts to give your party an unfair advantage. This is called filibustering, subpoena power, gerrymandering, or super shading.
Oh, gerrymandering. No, it's not super shading.
You put filibuster. I said
Is
filibuster.
there a way to go full screen on this?
Yeah, I missed out good one.
Yeah.
Full screen. There you go.
Hi, Camden.
I'm in 6.
Nice. Guys, remember that gerrymandering is legal if you redistrict based on political party. You cannot redistrict based on any other factors such as gender, race, anything else. They know this because your political parties are public record. And they draw districts based on this fact. Nice. Yeah, there are 2 so far. Yeah,
I don't like the bank side, you know that really good?
last week.
Yeah, what's the good?
The right answer.
I don't work Friday.
Yeah,
Still be okay. As long as my coach and,
All right. Hey, who's this?
have practice.
Who's the client? Elijah.
Maybe.
Right. All right. Question 3. Most of the work in Congress is actually done in committees, courtrooms, smoke-filled basements, or the Oval Office. I made Eric chuckle. How about that? Look at all these Spartan seniors and their deep, vast knowledge of American government. Yes! Committees! Minions! Tell Mr. Almquist, how many members of Congress are there? There's 435 representatives, 100 senators. They can't all discuss stuff. 535 in total, so they break into committees. If they're discussing an education bill, they're in the education committee. The work is mostly done in committees. Oh, Abby. Eric. Grump shows up late. Look at this guy. You know, this guy shows up 5 minutes ago, says, complains that the line was too long to get his lunch. And I explained to him the reason why is because all the clowns from second lunch are going to first lunch. I was hungry. And he doesn't even realize it.
I woke up 5 minutes before the bus came. I didn't have breakfast.
My bus was late too, so I didn't get food.
You know, I have snacks in my office. If you have I came by, on my console, yeah.
And next time, just tell me you're gonna be.
Wait, you have this?
Come on, Ron.
What, you said what? Who said that?
All right, number 4, the most powerful position in the House of Representatives is the Senate Majority Leader, the Majority Whip, the Secretary of State, or the Speaker of the House. What? Yeah. I don't watch this control with. Hey, who is the current Speaker of the House? Anyone know?
Nancy.
How do you say your name?
What's the last name? Who said it first? I'd give it to Grom, but he showed up late.
Messed up.
Yeah. You will not need to know the name of the person, but the position. All right. I got another one. What's one power that the House of Representatives, the Speaker of the House has? Like, what makes that position so powerful? LeBron. Yeah. When a bill is introduced, the Speaker of the House sends it to committee, or they can just rip it up. Don't eat too much candy. All right, the Speaker of the House sets the agenda. They get to decide. They're the gatekeeper for law. All right. Romp moving into second. It's because he's well nourished with that chicken sandwich. Yeah. All right.
Spicy ones are bad.
Hey, now the most powerful position in the Senate is the Minority Leader, Majority Leader, Pro Tem, or Chief of Staff. Yeah, the Senate Majority Leader.
Yeah, it went behind you.
They don't have a fancy name like in the House. The Majority Leader is the most powerful position in the Senate. Same, like Laurent said, in the House, they're the gatekeeper. If Senator Grant, representing Oregon, wants to propose a bill, it's got to go through the Majority Leader. That person, he or she, has the power to just throw the bill in the garbage or assign it to a committee. Anyone know the name of our current Majority Leader? Senator from New York. Oh, Lord. Chuck Schumer. It used to be the turtle, Mitch McConnell. All right, Trump in the lead. Holy cow. Question 6. The process of voting for the President of the United States is called the popular vote. Gerrymander.
The dumbest thing ever. The dumbest thing ever. No, it's not.
We're looking for the actual name.
Wait. This is yellow.
The dumbest thing ever.
I think they're all going to get this one right. Yes, the Electoral College. You got to pay extra to have multiple answers. All right, bonus question. How many electoral votes total are there?
438.
How many are there total?
5 something.
538. How many do you need to win?
270.
270. Nice job. 270 votes. Get you the presidency. Hey, there's not another question about this. Can someone educate Mr. Almquist? What's wrong with the Electoral College? Why is that?
Everything.
What? Raise your hand. Somebody tell Mr. Almquist.
There's so many unfair percentages to it. As far as I know.
Give us one reason why the Electoral College is not voted.
It's not working by popular vote.
So that means?
It means the majority isn't actually necessarily getting what they want.
So the person who gets the most votes might not win. Could that ever happen?
Yeah.